Hello, and welcome to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. So, I started a new Austro-Hungarian campaign. It didn't have to be Austro-Hungarian, that's just the first choice. And it's 1890 because that takes a lot shorter to actually generate the campaign than with later years. So, this is not a campaign I actually intend to play. We're just doing this to basically practice some save file editing. So, we are at the starting pre-start month. What we're gonna do, we're gonna save. And just take care not to oversave any of the German campaign saves, because that's the one I'm still playing. So we're gonna save here. That's save slot 5. And just in case we accidentally mess something up, I'm gonna make another save. I'm gonna take save slot 4 too. Save slots 1 and 2. That's my current German campaign saves. So we're just gonna oversave this. It's an older one. And there we go. Now, back to menu. And we're going to use this file converter. Save 4, that's save slot 5, by the way. So save 0, that's slot 1. 1 is 2, 2 is 3, so on. Now we're going to convert this to the .json save format. And then we're going to exit the game. Now, we are on a website called jsoneditoronline.org. It's free. I'm going to put a link in the description, but yeah, you can probably find it yourself. It should be one of the first results on Google if you search for some kind of JSON editing software. I did try out some other ones with free trial periods that were pretty nice, but ultimately they wanted you to pay for something. This is free, and it works as well as it could work, I think. So we're going to open from disk, save 4, and this is the Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts folder where things are saved. So in this design folder, you find your shared designs. So here are the other game saves. These are in the .bin format because they've not been converted. Save 4 has. So we're going to open it. And I like to use the tree. So here we go. Here's Austria. So what are some things we can edit? Well, we can edit a lot of stuff. For example, cash. If I wanted more money, I could give myself some more money. If I wanted, let's see, shipyard. Let's say I want to build some huge ships. 10,500 tons? That's not really that much. Let's say 105,000 tons. Don't really need that in 1890 because you don't have the the super battleships yet. But let's take a look at technologies. You can open edit array, and here you see a bunch of tech that is being researched. Now it's actually not that much because this is an 1890 campaign, but if you're playing in like 1940, all the techs that you have unlocked will be at 100, and you have to scroll down a good way until you find some tech that's not been researched yet. So let's say I want to bump this engine research. up to 99%. Engine boiler, 9%. Oh, 99%. Auxiliary engine, let's go 99% on that too. Let's actually do that on all of these. So that's some stuff you can use, you can do in the save file editing. Now, of course, this is cheating, and I generally do not think that this game is hard enough that you actually need to cheat. Even on legendary difficulty, the AI is a bit of a pushover most of the time. Especially later on in a quite long campaign, when they really start lagging behind technologically. Let's put everything up to 99%. And remember, this is not a campaign I'm gonna play. This is just for the purposes of editing the save file and making a video out of it, just to show you guys what can be done and how to do it. 96, that's close enough. So I have been doing some save file editing in the German campaign I am playing, but I haven't been doing exactly what I'm doing now, just giving myself free technology. And then we're going to hit apply, and that has been applied. Now what I've been doing is I've been doing kind of that, but to the AI. Let's see, maybe Britain wants to build some big ships, 135,000 tons. But to do that, they're gonna need some technology. So this is what I've been doing every decade or so in the German campaign. I've been going in and giving the AI. I'm not gonna do all the nations now, because let's you kind of get the gist of it if I just do Britain now. And it does take a while. So I'm gonna give Britain a little boost in technology. And I'm gonna show you one of the reasons why the AI is typically so bad at technological research. That's good enough. I feel as a concept, you get the picture. Now let's take a look at Britain here. Now this is we're still in the pre-game turn, so they've not done their priorities yet. You can see here they will be here, the tech priorities. So yeah, let's actually just apply now and go check out the campaign. First, we're gonna have to save to disk, and this will be saved into whatever folder it is your browser will save stuff to. So you have to take that that file and just dump it into your Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts folder and overwrite the existing file to apply your edits. So let's just do that real quick and get back into the campaign. Okay, we're back in the game, and well, you didn't notice this because I wasn't recording at the time, but when starting up the game you will have a little text bit down in the right hand corner that says migrating, and that's just the game converting your .json file back into .bin. So it should be applied here now. And also remember, save underscore 4 is save slot 5. So that's this one. Now let's see. Max shipyard size is now 100,000 tons. That's pretty good. That also means my shipbuilding capacity is a lot higher, because those two are connected. Now, most of my research will be done, all of my research will be done next month, except for rangefinders actually. So let's click next turn, and or let's click start campaign and see what happens. So I've got some more money. It's still not a lot, but it's some. And you didn't see it here, but Britain probably researched a bunch of stuff. Actually, no, because we haven't done the first turn yet. So they're gonna research a bunch of stuff next turn. So let's just click next. You see, I researched a bunch of stuff there. And here's all the research that got done. And yeah, Britain got a bunch of stuff too. It was just, well, it's limited how much you can scroll down in the log. But yeah, let's see, what more is there you can edit? Let's take a look at political relationships. Maybe you're playing a campaign and you really want to go to war with someone, and you just can't make it happen. You try to increase tension and have your ships sail around in like close proximity to their nation, and it's just not working out because of entangling alliances and blah blah blah, stuff like that. Well, that's something you can also edit. And also, let's say you were invading an enemy nation. Let's say I'm at war. For example, let's say I'm playing as Germany and I'm at war with France and I'm invading their stuff, taking northern France, and my army has started invading southern France. Well, suddenly France collapses because they're not doing too well, while my invasion was very close to succeeding, and I get nothing. Well, you can give yourself southern France by editing the save file, just to compensate for some questionable game logic. So, let's save again. And let's do some more editing. And one of the reasons why I, in my German campaign, why I was giving the AI so much extra technology was that I was playing with the shared designs enabled. And I was hoping that if they had the required tech, they would actually be building my ships. So that's why I boosted their research. Didn't quite work out. After the like initial years of the campaign, they just stopped using my share designs and went back to just auto-designing their own stuff. But at least they were now designing stuff with a comparable technology level to mine. So Still think it was a good idea. Now let's convert save underscore 4 back to JSON again, and let's once again exit the game and do some editing. Okay, we're back in the editor. We're gonna open the new save.4, save underscore 4, and we're gonna do some stuff here. Provinces. Here you can open them either in the tree or the table. For this, I think the table is easier. So here you can see all the different provinces in the game and their owners. So for example, where is Austria? Austria. Probably scrolled past it. Because I just want to see if they're called Austria or Austria-Hungary in the save file. Austria. Here we go. So maybe I want to start out having taken Serbia. So we're just gonna replace Serbia with Austria. Now, claim player, that means that if there's like a revolt in the nation, it will revert back to Serbia. So you can keep it as that, or just make it a native part of Austria. So let's maybe do that with the Central Balkans too. Yes, all of the world belongs to Austria. So, just gave myself 2 regions there. But we can do some more stuff. Let's see, where is Korea? Now, if you start a campaign in, I think it's 1910 or later, Korea will belong to Japan, not the Korean Empire. So, but maybe you want to start a 1890 campaign as Japan, and you want to start out by having taken Korea. So you don't have to rely on the RNG that is like invasions. I'm just gonna copy it. Korean Empire, I'm sorry, but you are no more. You are now Japan. And you can still have the claim nation set to Korean Empire, so that if there is a revolt, the Korean Empire will emerge. Or you can do what I'm doing now and just set it to Japan, so that these regions are natively Japanese. Now, in 1890, Australia belongs to Britain. In later years, it doesn't. It's an independent nation. But you can make it British if you want to. Or, I guess, maybe, I mean, Australia, Austria. What's the difference, right? There you go. Yeah, maybe Australia should be ruled by Austria. It sounds similar. But if there's a revolt, it's gonna revert back to being independent Australia. Maybe you want to do a campaign where like you have fewer nations in play. So let's say, for example, that you want to play a campaign where maybe France, maybe the Napoleonic War went differently, and maybe France controls Spain. So you got northern Spain, western Spain. Do you have more Spains? So let's say France controls Spain. That will probably make Spain no longer exist in the game. Let's say Portugal too. Because yeah, it's a well-known fact that the French won the Napoleonic War. Maybe. We can pretend. Canada. Well, Britain just lost Australia to Austria. Maybe they should still keep Canada. Why not? Maybe I should correctly spell Britain. Otherwise, some of this is probably not going to work. British Columbia, yeah. That's gotta be British, right? Otherwise it would be called Canadian Columbia. And yeah, you can mess around a lot with this stuff. And kind of have the campaign you want to have. Yeah, let's click apply. What more can we do? Relations. Whom do I want to go to war with? Maybe Russia. Let's set it to -95. And then we're probably gonna get a war next turn. Or we can set it to -100 and be at war. Let's say I want Germany to be my ally. +100, we are now allies. Austria, China. Well, actually, we are already at war. -100. And you can set the other nations to have different relationships. Like maybe you want France and Germany to already be at war. -100. So now I'm just pretty much just playing around and seeing what can be done here. And there's probably a lot of stuff that I haven't figured out. Let's go back to looking at the player nation. Could I give myself more money again? Yeah, I can do that. And there's also other stuff you can do. You can edit your transport capacity, your crew pool. And as I said, your shipyard size. Let's have a really big shipyard and not be blocked by shipbuilding capacity. I have not found a separate number for shipbuilding capacity. I just know it's based partially on your shipyard size, but also on it keeps growing if your GDP is growing, and it also goes up if you take regions that have ports in them, but not all regions. I don't know why some add to your shipbuilding capacity and some don't. Maybe it's just starting regions. That I don't know yet. Maybe one day I will find out. Also, stuff I don't know is if that. Let's see here. We have a bunch of technology that is now at 0 because we just unlocked it previous turn. If I just set them to 100, like if I set engine 3 to 100, so it's already researched, is the next engine gonna start researching, or will the game have trouble like indexing where stuff goes? That's why I just set it to 99 and have the game complete the research for me in the next turn. Yeah, let's click apply, and let's once again save to disk and go back into the game. And we are back, and as you can see, France has taken. Okay, I missed southern Spain, but whatever. It's not perfect. So that means Spain is probably gonna collapse pretty soon, and France will remain a quite powerful player throughout the campaign, I think, if I were to actually play this campaign. And you can see here the Australian-Hungarian Empire. Japan has control of the Korean Peninsula. I am at war with China, and I'm very close to going to war with Russia. Also, I'm allied to Germany. So all of those edits worked. I also have a little bit more money than I had at the outset. My GDP is not much better than it was originally compared to the AI because, well, on legendary difficulty, the AI just gets insane economical advantages. Let's click next turn and see what happens if the game crashes or if everything is alright. Okay, so I wasn't actually allied with... Oh yeah, that's a different thing. Alliance is like a different thing you can tick. I certainly don't have that kind of money. I guess I do. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So Germany and France are at war. I am allied to Germany. So that little event was just the game just not realizing what was about to happen, because I set it to 100. So that made us already allies. So, but the game just thought we were just close, but no, we were together. But yeah, okay, the game seems to work, so the editing did what it was supposed to. And there's, of course, more stuff you can do. Something I did, I think once, was I was just having trouble going to war with someone. No, I was having trouble ending a war, because the nation I was fighting didn't have any more ships, so I couldn't gain any more victory points against them. And I didn't have enough stuff to actually start naval invasions, but I couldn't offer them a peace treaty because my allies were at war with them, and I couldn't end my alliances because we were both at war with the same enemy. So I edited the save file and turned our relationship from plus 100 to plus 90, which effectively ended the alliance and allowed the game to progress. So you can edit save files to kind of progress the game if it's kind of gotten stuck in its not always well thought out diplomacy system, to put it lightly. You can also, as I did in my German campaign, spoiler, gave myself southern France because I was very close to getting it, and then France collapsed, and my armies that were marching into southern France decided that, hey, we're just gonna have to march back. They don't have a nation anymore, which is, of course, kind of silly. So you can do save file editing to compensate for that kind of silliness. And most importantly, you can give the AI every decade or so just a boost to their technology. And oh, I should have showed you this after the campaign actually started, but one of the problems with the AI and technological research, which you can see in the save file, is that they will always use all three of their priorities, and they will not always, well, they will very rarely actually prioritize stuff that matters, but rather like weird stuff. That's why you can, in a vanilla unedited campaign, if you start in 1900, you're gonna, in the 1930s, see the French sail around in like really antiquated armored cruisers that look like they're from 1890. But those really antiquated hulls will have sonar 3 because they've been prioritizing anti-submarine warfare. You can remove those priorities in the save file, but the next turn they're just gonna be back. So it seems the AI is just hard-coded to use all three of its priorities, which of course makes all the unprioritized research go a lot slower, especially if you use all three, and especially if you do not max out your tech budget, which also the AI tends not to do. So that's stuff you can compensate for by editing the save file. Not gonna do any more now. I think this video is pretty much finished. I just gave you a quick overview of how to edit your save file and some of the stuff you can do by editing like that. Some more stuff you can do is you you can go in and edit, for example, this major offensive. Maybe I want it to go faster. So say that Germany were 40% advanced into France. Maybe I said, I want to have them be 70% into France. Or I want them to be 30% and haven't taken greater losses, so that they don't push France out of the game, because maybe I'm also fighting France and I want to take some of their stuff. So that's some stuff you could do. One thing I want to look into is to see if it's possible to, once you start a campaign, and change the player nation from whichever you started as to one of the minor nations. So maybe you want to play as Brazil, or Norway, or Sweden. I'm not sure if that's possible. I'm not sure if it's even viable with the kind of GDP these minor nations have. But it could be fun to try. Yeah, it's something to look into. So yeah, quick overview. Well, maybe not that quick. At least an overview of save file editing. It's not that hard once you use an actual .json file editor. If you're trying to do this in Notepad, you're just gonna be met with a, because you can do that too, you can open the .json as a text document. You're just gonna be met with a huge wall of text, and you're not gonna understand anything. Well, you might be able to find a couple of values that you can edit, like the shipyard size, for example, or just your cache. But if you want to do anything more involved than that, like giving the AI lots of free tech, then yeah, that's gonna be a lot of work. Anyway, I hope this was useful and helpful, just showing you some of the stuff you can do. As I said, this campaign is probably not one I'm actually gonna play, but I might keep the save around just to fiddle with it and see what's actually possible to edit, because that could come in use. Could be useful for future campaigns. Kind of like the idea of just reducing some of the weaker major nations like Spain and China, and giving their territory to other nations to make them stronger. It could be nice. So maybe, yeah, give Spain to France, split China between Japan, Russia. Maybe Austria could be split between Italy and Germany. Yeah, you can do stuff like that. And instead of having some really weak AI nations that tend to collapse quickly and just sit there and not afford to build anything other than submarines, you can have fewer but stronger opponents. Could be an idea. Anyway, goodbye and take care.